reasonable.
Do you want me to put you in handcuffs right now?
What are you you mean torture cuffs? Absolute tyranny. You can't walk down the road.
You are not allowed to search me.
They've unlawfully seized his ID, a violation of his Fourth Amendment. You don't get access to that. Cop demands ID, says he has reasonable articulable suspicion. And there's the law in the blue. It's on your Fifth Amendment cop card. What is going on out there in the land of the unfree America? And now let's get into this video and we're going to watch the whole thing. This is absolute tyranny.
Hi there.
Hey.
What's this in your back pocket? I just saw you walking it.
It's a navigational age. What's the problem? You a tyrant?
Yeah, I am actually. What's your name and date of birth?
I don't have to give that unless
Yes, sir. I was investigating.
You have reasonable.
Do you want me to put you in handcuffs right now?
Do you want me to put you in handcuffs right now? What are you you mean torture cuffs? Put it in the comment section. Torture cuffs are always torture.
What is your suspicion?
It looks like you're carrying a gun in your back pocket. I'm stopping to make sure you're carrying it properly. You don't
have you ensured that it's not a firearm?
No, you keep turning so I can't see it. You don't have to be a dick to me.
Well, you're being one to me.
No, sir. I'm doing my job.
Am I detained?
Yeah, you are. What's your name and date of birth?
It does not matter.
Yes, sir, it does.
Do you have a crime?
Would you like me?
She gets off on putting people in cuffs. That's why she signed up, so she could be in charge of men and put men in cuffs.
Call your supervisor,
He's right here.
All right.
You don't.
What's the stop you for?
Surely he's going to be more sensible. And why is he detained? Reasonable articulable suspicion is for the cops to be able to investigate. That's what it's supposed to be for, from Terry versus Ohio. Reasonable articulable suspicion is not part of our Constitution. It was created when blacks were freed with the 1964 Civil Rights Act. 4 years later, they passed Terry versus Ohio to investigate black people specifically. That's why Terry versus Ohio was passed. So they can investigate those pesky Black Panthers, run up and grab them in case they have a gun. And so reasonable articulable suspicion, if you even agree with it, then it's to investigate. Let's just say I don't agree with it. It's North Korea to me. And so now that she went up and investigated, he showed her like this. He showed her the walking stick. Are you done now? Am I still detained? She said, yes. Why? Because she wants his name and date of birth. You don't get access to that. It's on your cop card. It's on the non-driver cop card. Number 4 on the cop card. Cop demands ID, says he has reasonable articulable suspicion. While filming, I plead the Fifth Amendment. I identify as good citizen. No ID is required. And there's the law in the blue. It's on your Fifth Amendment cop card. You always have that Fifth Amendment cop card in your wallet at all times. Now, the suspicion is being investigated.
For a walking stick.
So,
and it could look like a weapon. She asked you to present it, okay? Now she's asking me for ID. Okay. I don't need the ID unless there's reasonable articulated suspicion that I have committed a crime and committing a crime or about to do a crime.
That's what the Terry statute that was created, the policy that was created at the Supreme Court. He's saying it. I have to be committing a crime, about to commit a crime, or in the act of committing a crime.
Sir, and her suspicion was that you were armed, okay? And she's asking you for your ID.
Okay, and that suspicion's been dispelled.
Well, now she has verified that I am not armed, okay? So there is no problem. You got your ID or not? I do have my ID, but you don't need it, okay? Okay?
Absolute tyranny. Absolute tyranny. You can't walk down the road.
All right, you deserve it.
77 Whiskey Mike detained. I don't know where his wallet is.
Incredible. Incredible. Absolutely incredible what we're seeing here.
Where's your wallet at, sir? I don't have a wallet on me.
Okay, where's your ID?
Where's your ID at? Pocket. Which pocket? You are not allowed to search me.
It's in this pocket.
They've unlawfully seized his ID, a violation of his Fourth Amendment. That's a Fourth Amendment constitutional violation right there. They took his ID unlawfully, unreasonably.
Thank you.
You violated his rights. You jackboot thug pig.
I want your names and badge numbers.
1257 on Nick, 65 floor 27.
Yeah, 4427.
Preferably
Hotel
your cards.
322-457-61-2540.
Yeah, 22, 23,
Sir, are you legally blind? Yes, I am. Okay. I had to walk up here in the dark for jury duty, which was canceled. Why aren't you using your stick? You don't have to use your stick all the time? Not all the time.
26.
Green.
All right, Mr. Hodges. Was that hard?
It's gonna be. I want your name and your badge number. You know, I put him in jail for resisting.
Okay.
Okay? With her painted fingernails?
All right, let's go.
I want your name and badge number too, sir.
Have a seat.
You wanna pick my property up, please?
I sure will, after you have a seat.
You wanna pull this out of my back pocket?
You're arresting a free American veteran off the streets.
Sure. Here, I'll grab your jacket for you, too.
What kind of human being does that? Who does that to another person? Locks them up like that? That is so unbelievable to me that they would do this to this man. Lock him away for doing nothing but walking down the street because she saw his walking stick and decided that the walking stick was a weapon. When she investigated, he showed her it wasn't. Then at that point, let him go.
So on October 31st of this year, when Jim was coming from jury duty, he was harassed by Jimmy Goad. And so I've gone from, one case in Clay County to two to looking at multiple. Even on the way here, somebody sent me an email about wrongdoing in the detention center.
We have to get rid of the word wrongdoing. Let me tell you what else I'm going to do as governor. I'm going to create criminal statute codes, criminal codes, PB 101, PB police brutality 101, police brutality 102, police brutality 103. We're going to get rid of the term wrongdoing and we're going to call criminals criminals. The idea that we call cops abuse, murder, rape, and killing us wrongdoing comes to an end when I'm governor. You kill the thin blue line, the blue wall of silence, when you say, if you're caught lying on a police report and your report doesn't match up to the body camera, you're fired and we go after your peace officer's license. I'll do that as governor. No governor's done that. Why not? Because a lot of the governors around the country are ex-pigs who the Fraternal Order of Police funded their campaign. Every single pig in America kicks back money to the Fraternal Order of Police. The Fraternal Order of Police takes the money that they get in the kickbacks from every pig in America, and then they nominate candidates in government from state, city, and federal levels. I'm going to make that come to an end. I'm going to end the Fraternal Order of Police by requiring police to get insurance in the state that I'm governor. You have to have insurance because we're not going to pay your bills anymore. The taxpayers are no longer going to pay your bills. The insurance company is going to pay your bill. And as governor, I'm going to make it so that you have to have insurance to be a peace officer in the state that I'm governor. There's so many changes that could be done that people just don't know. They don't know it because they haven't been sitting here studying it for 20 years, and I have. Now listen to this lawyer say wrongdoing. He says something else here that's going to trigger me as well.
We've seen videos where police officers, sheriff's officers are taking what appears to be a tip or a kickback or a bribe. I've heard countless stories about wrongdoing with the sheriff's office. I've seen it over and over again on camera. And we're going to be asking for the Department of Justice to come in and take a look at the wrongdoing and the lack of discipline at Columbia County Sheriff's Office. And certainly we've filed a notice of intent to sue, which is available on the table.
So just so you guys know, in Ohio, the worst police state in the country, they have a special group called BCI. BCI is the cover-up group for the pigs who murder people. BCI, how many cops have you gotten, BCI? 0. They call BCI when a cop murders somebody, and BCI comes in and makes sure that they get away with it. BCI, you're a scumbag group.
Police protect us, and we depend on police to do a hero's job.
Cops are jackboot thug pigs. You don't get a pass, and cops are not heroes who protect us. Shut your mouth.
But when they're poorly trained, when they abuse their power, it is the biggest breach of trust that our society has. And it too often, affects the disenfranchised. The African-American community, in this instance, the blind community. And look, this, show him, Jim. This is not a weapon. This is an aid to a man who's legally blind. And by him merely displaying it and showing, okay, you were wrong, Jamie Goad, you were wrong, this isn't a gun, that should have been the end of the encounter. But instead, what you see is the self-proclaimed tyrant, then throwing a man in jail over ego tripping and power abusing.
So let me jump in here for a minute. We've tried this. We've tried Citizen Review Board. The body camera, the Republicans and Democrats gave the body camera to the cops. You can't get the body camera in North Carolina, Tennessee, Indiana. You can get it sometimes, but they hoard it and they don't let us see it. We've tried Citizen Review Board. It doesn't work. The cops aren't held accountable at all, and disciplinary records are withheld from the public. So just so you guys know, let me explain something to you. The contract that the city, state, borough, district signs with the pigs, with the pig organization, they're their own autonomous organization that signs a contract with the city, borough, district, or state. When they sign that contract, there are stipulations or the deal. Inside of a contract, it's called stipulations or points of merit. There's all kinds of ways you could list it. Within the contract that the city signs with your jackboot thug pig police department, it says in there that disciplinary files will be remain confidential. The governor can go through and say, disciplinary records are not held confidential from the public. How many governors have done that? 0.
I appreciate y'all coming out. I appreciate you spreading light onto this. The only way to drive away darkness is to turn the lights on. I've been in Columbia County since like 2009. This is not my first time running into the face of injustice, just trying to get along and do my thing. I've had my ADA rights violated, and I've learned how to suck it up, Buttercup. Unfortunately, when social media started bringing this disease we have in our society to the public eye, I started getting exposed to it too. And I made up my mind that, well, I've always been the kind of person that don't really take things lying down. But I made up my mind to properly, and it is the law in Florida, that you are supposed to resist unlawful orders. So I made up my mind to properly, legally, and as maturely as possible, given the circumstances, to fight back.
The Fifth Amendment cop card is the only card you need in your wallet when you see a JBTP. Remember, cops are not your friend. If you're walking down the road and a cop interacts with you, the moment you see the cop, you get the yellow card in your hand. You have to have a pair of Fifth Amendment cop cards in your wallet at all times. If you carry your credit cards in your phone, it's the exact same size as your Visa, as your driver's license. The number one defense that you have against these JBTPs is your camera and the Fifth Amendment cop card. Thanks. My name is ChilleDeCastro, and I am Delete Laws.